Well, 176 for 5 are Sri Lanka in their second ODI first innings batting, which is underway at the Pindi Cricket Stadium as Pakistan and Sri Lanka play the second one-day international of the three-match series. Pakistan, he's cruising at the moment, just hit a 6 as well. So I think still pretty much in this game, Sri Lanka. I'm Ahmed Nawaz. You're watching the scoreboard coming to you live from our Islamabad studios of Pakistan TV. We'll be discussing this game in detail, and then of course we move on to some more major updates as well. We talk about the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. England are on a roll. The Lions, of course, with their victory against Serbia going 2-0. They remain unbeaten in their qualifying round as well. The goals came from Bukayo Saka and of course Abrichi Eze of England, who scored the second goal as well. Elsewhere, we talk about football. France has also beaten Ukraine 4-0 and they've qualified for the FIFA World Cup 2026 as well. They secured the position as Kylian Mbappe scored twice, and goals also came from Michel Olise and Hugo Ekitike, who also scored a goal as well. So of course France will be very, very happy with this clinical performance. Then of course we move on to Cristiano Ronaldo's red card and Portugal's World Cup question. So the players of Portugal are ever so ready to give a decent farewell to CR7, who has now made it publicly clear that this World Cup will be his last. So Cristiano Ronaldo seems to be pretty much sure of the future he wants to enjoy, but Portugal will want a hero send-off by winning the World Cup. Giving him a retirement send-off would probably be a memory that will go down in the history of football as well. We discussed that in detail as well, and then of course we discussed something very, very particular with you because tennis is something that Pakistan seems to be on a roll at the moment, but we're going to be introducing you to a young tennis sensation from Pakistan who's winning everything, who's not winning just here in Pakistan but all over the world, and he seems to be the next tennis sensation for Pakistan. So we'll be talking exclusively to him and highlighting his current progression in his career as well. That's what we're discussing on the show. Time now to, of course, start off with cricket. Sri Lanka, of course, a couple of wickets down, but they still seem to be pretty much in the game as, of course, like I did mention, that they've hit a couple of boundaries as well. Joining us in studios is sports expert SYED OWAIS. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
You've taken 5 wickets, but still Sri Lanka are pretty much in the game.
Pakistan is, I would say, yeah, they're pretty much in the game. But when you just talk about the, one thing was good that Pakistan are bowling first, because looking at the dew factor in the last match, it was a challenging position to bowl in the second innings because the ball wasn't gripping. Even for the fast bowlers, the towel was being used a lot, and even the ropes were being used a lot. So it's a good decision that Pakistan here is up to bat. But when you talk about the Sri Lanka, Ibrar was exceptionally well today. I mean, in coming back after that fever, not playing the first match, he was exceptional today. Shaheen Shah right now, because the main wicket has gone down to Haris Rauf. So for me, 260, 270 might be a good total for Sri Lanka.
It came to a surprise for many as we got to know that the skipper Shaheen Shah is not playing because he was unwell, and due to illness he was left out of Pakistan's playing 11. Let's take a look at that so you can better analyze what playing 11 Pakistan has gone with and what have been the certain changes that we're talking about as well. So there you have it. Salman Ali Agha, the stand-in skipper. Fakhr and Saim, of course, going to open the innings. Babar at 3, Rizwan at 4, then probably Agha at 5, 6, Hussain Talat, 7, Nawaz. Mohammad Wasim Jr. comes in at 8, Abrar Ahmed, Haris Rauf and Naseem Shah. So SYED OWAIS, I think pretty much when you analyze this lineup, Pakistan has gone with a lot of balance, but the fact is I think they made the right decision because the way the weather is behaving, I think there's going to be a lot of dew tonight.
I mean, for me, Ahmed, even I was discussing with you off air and even on the platform that yesterday that Wasim should be the part of the team. I mean, if you remember, he brilliantly bowled against South Africa. I don't know why was he dropped off in the second match, in the last match, and he comes back again. I mean, he wasn't well because he's the one who could actually bring that death over pace what you want in the Pakistan. And even in the batting, he can just bring us up.
You to analyze this prospect right now that the security given in Pakistan is presidential level, which is the highest level of security being provided anywhere in the world, not just Pakistan. Let's just discuss the role of the chairman Pakistan Cricket Board. Mohsin Naqvi is also the interior minister. As soon as this instance was reported, immediately he mobilized all resources. He talked to the High Commissioner for Sri Lanka and Pakistan, went and had an hours-long meeting with the players individually as well, took into account all government communication channels which were activated, including military officials as well. How do you define the role of the chairman Pakistan Cricket Board? Because ever since he came into power and he was elected for a period of 3 years as a tenure, we first of all saw that he advocated Pakistan's case at the ICC, demanding that we will host the Champions Trophy. There will be no hybrid model. Then he, of course, once again reiterated that if India doesn't come to Pakistan, Pakistan's not going to go there. So it will be a sort of a similar reaction. And then, of course, in the Asian Cricket Council as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Chairman Mohsin Naqvi is very energetic, very electrified, and always he's active. He doesn't like that the former chairmen, they were sitting in the room and they were just waiting for happening what the government in such scenario. If the former chairman would be in the place of Mohsin Naqvi, they could not act like that. Mohsin Naqvi has done it. So I think the Mohsin Naqvi he's not only the chairman of Cricket Board, definitely he's the Minister of Interior Affairs in Pakistan. Therefore, he has influence in all over. But still, what he's doing. It's his strategy, his way of working, and to activate all the people. That is very important. That you are by yourself, you are active. But if your entire team is active, then it's very good. He immediately has taken a decision to contact everyone, higher authorities, President of Pakistan, or the Prime Minister, or the all other concerned people, and Sri Lankan government. And in 1 or 2 hours, I think he has solved the matter. That is very much hard work from the Chairman Mohsin Naqvi, and what he has done in the Champions Trophy and other tournaments and other teams. What he has done, really appreciated, highly appreciated of the Mohsin Naqvi's act. And I hope that the Pakistan the people are working in the cricket board, they will be also active like the Mohsin Naqvi, and to promote the cricket in the such way. What is he doing? Then definitely the future of Pakistan cricket is very bright.
Well, let's just analyze the game now. Mr. Haider, Sri Lanka are 187 for 5 in 36 overs. With 14 overs, I still believe if they can get 260, 270, it's going to be a competitive score. We were in for a shock as we got to know that the skipper, Shaheen Shah Afridi, is unwell. He is not part of the selection. They also replaced Fahim Ashraf as well. Now, since yesterday, we were thinking it's a winning combination, but we've got a match winner like Abrar, who's the best spinner in one day for us right now, and also Wasim Jr. is in the form of his life. How are we going to adjust them? But finally, automatically, I think places were there.
Ultimately, when you are losing your captain, then definitely the team can be decomposed. But now we are seeing that Salman Ali, he's already captain of Pakistan T20 team. So therefore, he has good connection and coordination with the players. So
It's turning out to be a very crucial partnership at the moment, and this is why I fear if they get 260, 270, it's anyone's game.
I mean, I told you, I mean, because if you just wash out the Sri Lanka just before this, even in the Asia Cup T20, I know it was a different format, but we used to discuss that they have got a good start. I mean, because the way, if you just speak about the openers, they have been performing consistently well, but it's the middle order, Lanka, I mean, because he has been one of the most senior players for them, has not been consistently performing well for them. So when you talk about even this Sri Lanka side, I mean, they have got that middle order who performed well today, but if you talk about the good finishers, like I said, Shanaka could have been a major effect if they could have had him over here. Sasranga, the way he played in the previous match, I mean, he's one of the effective guys. For me, I guess 260 would be a good total for Sri Lanka. But looking at the Sri Lanka bowling lineup, initially in the last match, if you talk about the opening spell, because this is going to be different over here, the dew factor plays a role. So won't be easy even for Hasranga to grip the ball.
Well, let's take a look at Sri Lanka's playing 11 as well. I think that gives us an idea of what they pack in that lower middle order as well. Let's take a look. Well, there you have it. Of course, Pathum Nissanka, Kamil Misara. Then we've got Kusal Mendes, who I thought was the most important wicket. Unfortunate, he couldn't get scoring, just scored 20 runs. Sadira Samara Vikrama was playing well. Charita Salanka, the skipper, Janit Leange and Kamindu Mendes. Of course, this partnership is becoming very, very important. Then you've got Vanindu Asaranga, who can, of course, bat a bit, Pramod, Madhushan, Dashumata Chamera, and then, of course, Asita Fernando. So, of course, they can bat pretty well as well. They can hit the ball out of the park whenever needed. We saw that in the last match as well. So, if they play those 10 overs, I think the key has to be to bowl them out.
It is, I mean, because one thing is good that Pakistan in the recent, I would say, ODI cricket have been able to bowl the other team all out. I mean, that's the plus point over here, because if you remember when you talk even about the Pakistan bowling lineup, We used to mostly struggle in the depth overs, and now you see Pakistan getting that rhythm in the depth overs, the way Pakistan has been performing well even in the South Africa series, even in the Sri Lanka series. Yes, I know, but if you just talk about the hunt in pairs kind of a stuff, when Shaheen was playing the first ODI match, he got I guess 50 runs or 51 runs. Naseem Shah on the other hand even was struggling, because when you talk about hunting in pairs, it's always that one bowler basically works on the economy rate and the other one gets the wickets in hand. So that's a role in Rawalpindi. If it was a dry wicket, you could have got some reverse swing for the fast bowlers, because it's really tough to bowl reverse swings in this kind of weather conditions specifically. But Pakistan, again, whatever the score would be, for me, initially, it would be the good start for Pakistan, because Saim Ayub, inconsistency does create pressure on the Pakistani middle order. Shaheen isn't there, but when you look at the Pakistani right now, the batting order, it's little bit, I would say, more heavier.
Well,
even in the
let's
ODI.
talk about a very important factor of Pakistan. Haris Rauf took 4 wickets in the previous game. Now, it all comes down to the fact that he's been playing first-class cricket, and that's why he looks to be in a better rhythm and control at the moment.
I mean, that's what first-class cricket is. I mean, we always say that you need to give respect to your domestic cricket. That's the point where you basically go back and think about what mistakes you're doing on, whether if you're working on the slower ones, whether if you're working on the Yorker deliveries, what runs. I mean, he needs to break that barrier, and everyone has been waiting for him. Even in the last match I spoke to you, it was damn cold over in Rawalpindi, but the people was basically anxiously waiting for Babar Azam to come and score big. I mean, because if you just see the cameras, even the commentators speak about how important that wicket is. But when you talk about Babar Azam, when the King Babar Azam was, look at his stance and look at now, it has totally changed on. Even Amir Sohail spoke about it, because when the T20 format, when Babar was included in the South Africa series, what I saw was that he was being given the half volleys to basically hit different kind of shots. What I felt was that the stance what Babar Azam used to have, that has totally changed on, because we sitting on TV channels, ex-cricketers sitting on TV channels, they used to speak about one thing: strike rate, strike rate, strike rate. The cricket is going on to the modern day cricket. Babar Azam is kind of a player who needs some time on the wicket, so he can just spend some time and then play for big shots. But we have demanded something else. Same with Fakhar Zaman in the last match. If you talk about Fakhar Zaman, he's one of the aggressive players, but in the last match what we saw was that he was going through many straight bats. I would say not that Fakhar Zaman, what's known for you. So don't disturb the batting order. If you're going to be disturbing it, it's really going to hurt us, not the other ones.
Absolutely. We're in the same debate again, once again, that the bowling performs but the batting doesn't. But Sir HAIDER, Pakistan's batting seems to be still in an experimental phase, be it Fakhar Zaman, Saim Ayub, Babar Azam. They're yet to find form, especially Mohammad Rizwan.
Yeah, that's a problem of the Pakistan batting. Someone is performing, then other one they are failed. If the openers are doing a good start, then the middle order is not performing, and if the middle order is in a good form, then openers they are not in good form. The major problem is that the Pakistani batters, most of the batters, they don't have the full practice. That is very necessary, because the Babar Azam or Fakhar Zaman or Saim Ayub or everyone, they are just focusing on only the international cricket or the franchise league cricket. That's the problem. They are not playing 4-day cricket, and it will also not be polished. So that is the major problem of Pakistan team. They are relying always on the seniors, and they are not getting the result. And then there's the former cricketers, they are criticizing that their stance is not good. Their batting style is not good. So such type of criticism is out of manner. I think you have to seek out some new batters in the middle order and openers. Then you will be able to get a full team like the other countries they have right now.
But sir, you mentioned about the newcomers as well, and you also mentioned that Fakhar Zaman is struggling at the moment. My question would be, what wrong did Imamul Haq do?
That is a big question, but because Imam Malik is very fit in the one-day cricket. 4 centuries in the England one-day cricket, he has got it. But still, the selectors, they are putting in Imam Malik Test cricket, not in the one-day cricket. I think Imam Malik is the best choice of the opener in the one-day cricket. Why they are not putting in? This is the big question to selectors, but selectors, they are not replying. Actually, we don't have any selector. We don't know who is the chief selector, who is the selection committee. We are not getting the people. So that is the major problem.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Sir HAIDER, for joining us on the scoreboard. Well, he's made this question that, you know, the selection seems to be confusing at the moment.
I mean, that's it's for everyone, I would say, because we have been speaking about the selection. If you just go by, I know Pakistan is in good books right now, winning the South Africa ODI series, winning the T20s, winning the Hong Kong sixes. Everything looks good, I mean, but when you talk about the reality, for me, even for many of them, even for you, Ahmed Bhai, because we discussed on the other platform, Shaheen has always performed in the T20, won the T20 3 or 4 times title, and he was included as a one-day captain. For me, it was a shock, I mean, because he's already performed the T20. T20, I do understand. Then, secondly, like I said, Salman Ali Agha would definitely be feel relaxed because he's performed well in the ODI cricket. I know he's not performed well in the T20, but at least won the T20 series. But from past 2 to 3 days, you know, on the social media, on the other media channels, there's a new news coming up that one of the captains is back, and he was there to practice with the Pakistan team. So many things go on, but still, for me, I would say when you talk about the Pakistan batting order, whatever issues they have right now psychologically, you can't.
Let me make 2 clarifications.
Yeah.
Number 1, there was no news channel; it was you. And number 2, I know the player you're talking about. But I'm going to come back to cricket. We have to give you the latest update of football as well. But if you want to catch all the action of Pakistan versus Sri Lanka, it's live right now on PTV Sports. And of course, we at Pakistan TV and the scoreboard will keep updating you with the scoreboard. So that's what the scoreboard is for. But football's been interesting. The FIFA World Cup qualifiers continue. England have been unbeaten. They raced to victory as well themselves. And I think they've been just clinical on times when it mattered the most as well. This is a very important World Cup for the English football team as well. And Bukayo Saka, of course, opened the scoring for the English side as well. And of course, 2-0 against Serbia. Stats in front of you, 6 shots on target, of course, out of 19 that were played, and then possession with 70 and 30, and of course 649 with complete passes of 588 and 6 corners as well in there as well. So England have just been clinical, but elsewhere France have been absolutely spectacular. They raced to a 4-0 victory over Ukraine. Of course, Kylian Mbappe scoring twice, and he had to score twice. The skipper for France, and France have now qualified for the FIFA World Cup. They are the team to watch out for in the 2026 FIFA World Cup that happens as well. Ukraine would be utterly disappointed. They were nowhere in the game. But of course, I think opening up the scoring with 2 goals just gave them a lot of insight as well. But elsewhere in the World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo once again makes headlines as Portugal are up and ready to give him a red carpet send-off, a hero's send-off as well. But for that, they have to win the World Cup, nothing less than that. So will Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, miss Portugal's 2026 World Cup or not, as he receives his first red card in the qualifiers? But only time will tell. But the fact is that Ronaldo was sent off for elbowing a defender. It was a bit too, I think, close for a margin. But then again, that's what referees are for. Ireland, of course, defeated Portugal in this historic upset. And if you want to give a historic send-off to your legend, you can't do that by losing to Ireland. I mean, that won't be possible. So that the fact is the fact. We now go towards a short break. When we come back, we've got a surprise for you. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the scoreboard. Now we're going to be introducing you to a fine gentleman who's making headlines for Pakistan all over the world. He's not just winning here in Pakistan, but wherever he's going, he's an absolute ace. That he is joining us as young tennis sensation for Pakistan, Mikaeel Ali Baig. Assalamu alaikum, Mikaeel. How are you? And welcome to the scoreboard.
Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed. Thank you so much for having me again on your show. I think the last time I was on your show, I was in Paraguay, playing Davis Cup for Pakistan, so I'm really glad to be back.
5 singles, 4 doubles titles now, but apart from that, with each passing episode we get you on, you become even taller. So I mean, a lot is happening in your career at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I've been playing a lot of tournaments lately, been training a lot lately. I've just won 3 back-to-back international tennis championships in Pakistan. It was the first time Pakistan hosted 3 back-to-back tournaments, so it's a big honor for Pakistan and a big honor for me, so I'm really happy about my performance.
A lot of happenings are there in tennis for Pakistan at the moment as well. We also talked to your president a while back, and of course he was also introducing us to the first ever ATP Challenger Cup that is happening in Pakistan. As a player, how big is this for any player associated with Pakistan tennis?
Yeah, having an ATP challenger in Pakistan is a huge deal. It's going to open up a lot of viewers around the world to see what Pakistan tennis is about. And it's very good for Pakistan and the Tennis Federation. There's a lot of big names coming, like Elias Ymer and Leo Borg, who is Bjorn Borg's son. So it's going to be a really fantastic tournament. And I'll be cheering for everyone from far.
Well, you mentioned how important this will become because I think a lot of players have been inspired with so many players. But the Challenger Cup happening in Pakistan seems to be a direct signal to us of the confidence ATP has at the moment in Pakistan. Do we see us as the next tennis destination? And obviously, with this push that we're seeing in tennis coming from the President Assam himself, who's been a superstar for Pakistan, still is.
Yeah, this is definitely a huge step for Pakistan tennis, not just for our men's players, but also for our juniors players. It will show the world that we have a lot of growth in tennis and we've been improving over the last couple of years. And this is also a great tournament because it is Assam's farewell tournament. This is going to be his last tournament he's going to be playing. So I'm really excited to watch him play for one last time, and I hope he does his best.
Well, absolutely. Now, I must ask you about your progress as well so far. Talk us through the training routine now, and you're participating back to back. So, how are you keeping that fitness in check?
Yeah, well, I just came back from Pakistan after 3 long weeks, so I'm resting right now, and I have long couple weeks training block before my next two global tournaments here in Florida. One of them is at the IMG Academy, and the other one is in Miami. So I'm really looking forward to those next couple of tournaments, and also I'm excited to hopefully come next year in January to Pakistan for the next Davis Cup tie against Senegal, which will be in our home soil in Pakistan, and I'm really happy for that.
What are some of the areas you're working on right now? Because I remember last time you were here, you identified certain areas you wanted to improve on further. What's the progress now?
Yeah, I think what I've really improved a lot lately is my mental strength. I've been able to really stay composed in matches, and I've been able to last a lot of matches in a row, which before I was struggling a little bit. Week two, week three, it's always a toll physically and mentally. So I've really improved that aspect of my game. I've also become a lot more aggressive in my game, and now my work. Place to improve is I'm gonna have a big serve now, and that's what I've been working on, and I'm gonna make my serve really big.
Well, I'm sure that hairstyle has already become iconic, and that certainly, to be honest, it suits you as well. But I think, it's not just that the tennis is still at the focus, but I just thought there's a lot of change going on, so why not mention that fantastic hairstyle? Is there any inspiration behind that hairstyle at the moment?
Yeah, the inspiration was after Davis Cup. I went to Laver Cup, and I was in San Francisco. I was a ball boy in the Laver Cup, watching Alcaraz play, Taylor Fritz. So I saw Agassi. I also got to meet Roger Federer, and Alcaraz had a bit of this hairstyle. So I just wanted a new, fresh look after the Laver Cup for my trip to Pakistan, and I think it suits me really well.
Well, absolutely, it does. I'll vouch for you on that one. But I have to ask you something which is a bit tricky to me, at least. You, as a player, might be able to identify. Tennis is a sort of a game where a lot of endurance and fitness is now being tested. Obviously, you're playing back to back tournaments at your age. Physically, it becomes a bit more easier than what the senior lot is doing. But the fact is that sometimes we're seeing now tennis players, even with the likes of, I'll give the example of Jannik Sinner, or even Novak for that fact, who's in a later part of his career, that they're now very picky and very specific about the tournaments they want to play. What happens at your age when you're going through rigorous routines of training and back-to-back tournaments? Is there also a time where you believe that maybe you need to be a bit picky about the tournaments you're playing?
Yeah, I know a lot of the players lately in the ATP Tour have been saying that the schedule is very rough and they're required to play a certain amount of tournaments, and they really wish that they could choose the tournaments they can play. So I think I do sympathize for them because I'm also playing so many tournaments throughout the year. But I think for me, I can get to choose which tournaments I play, and sometimes I go for many weeks in a row playing, and sometimes I feel my body needs a little break, so I take a little rest, focus on my training, so I'm able to mix it up a little bit. And right now I have a few weeks off before I play 2 weeks in a row, and then I'll have a couple more weeks off before I come to Pakistan again. But sometimes I'll go 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks even of just playing tournaments. So it varies depending on how I feel and also the schedule of when there is a lot of tournaments versus when the tournaments die down a bit.
Well, I was watching some of your videos as well, and I particularly was interested to ask you. Finally, I must, have you comment on this. That looks to be a mean serve that you're working on. So, is it part of the plan now to have a really mean and aggressive serve up front?
Oh yeah, that's really what I've been working on. It's getting better, but I'm really wanting it to make it my biggest weapon so nobody else has a bigger serve than me.
Well, certainly. Thank you very much, Mikaeel, for joining us, and all the very best for future tournaments.
Thank you so much for having me. Great to see you again.
Definitely. There you go. That was my favorite, Mikaeel Ali Baig. He's a superstar himself, and he's acing everything right now at the moment. And I think it's a great future for tennis, especially Pakistani tennis at the same time as well. We, of course, will take your focus back to one international cricket that continues. You're watching all the action on PTV Sports HD, but we'll keep updating you with the scores as well. And so far, 231 for 5 with 42 overs completed. Syed Mohammad Awais, still with us in studios, is a bit nervous now.
Yeah, I mean, because I was saying 260, it might jump to 300 now because the way they both, almost getting on to 100 runs partnership. It was a tough one. The short of Fakhar Zaman, the catch could have been taken, but it was a tough one. But the way they have been creeping up again, the partnership, that's what I'm telling you, because they have, even the previous match, what we saw was that was a nervous Hasranga not standing with Pakistan. Still can be in this match, but looking at the Sri Lanka batting order, I feel 280, 290 would be there.
Janat Lianage is absolutely enjoying himself. He's played 118 List A matches himself, and he's got about 800 international runs.
That's the stuff. Because Ahmed Bhai, unfortunately, where we talk about the winning streak of Pakistan, we talk about big names, but when you come to reality, we need to speak about. If you just look at the Pakistan whole team, first-class matches, I don't think so even we meet him, because he's played more than 100+ first-class matches. We need to take that serious. I don't know why. I remember when there was a meeting to get Pakistan cricket revamped. If you remember, like 1 year back, one suggestion was that they need to make it mandatory. If you want to play Pakistan, at least you should have to play 50 to 60 first-class matches.
Curse. We've just got a wicket.
That's an anchor's curse.
Well, anchor's curse. We call it an anchor's or a presenter's curse these days. But a wicket has certainly fallen. We'll be, of course, taking you to live action as well.
He's a good bowler who uses that slow ones. In this situation, when your bowlers are not working, he could have been giving 1 or 2 overs.
And I think, the role of a part-timer is to bowl 3-4 overs when you've got wickets and then let him go.
If you're not getting regular wickets from your pace attack or from your regular bowlers, you can actually use him for 1 or 2 overs. Just check him out, what he does, because it's obvious thing. When a part-timer comes on and a set batsman is playing, he takes him more easy as compared to a proper fast bowling or a proper general bowler. So you could have used him up over here. That's the point I'm telling you. What's going on in the management mind? They need to speak to Hussain.
But they will be stuck in a conundrum, because the fact is that they've made the brave decision to replace Fahim Ashraf today. My question is, Abrar seems to be improving with each passing day. He's bowled 10 overs, taken 3 wickets for 40 or 43 runs. A guy like him should definitely be in the playing 11, but too much similarity with playing Fahim Ashraf, Hussain Ali, Hussain Talat, and we have, of course, in the past we had Hussain Ali in the squad as well. Fahim Ashraf, Hussain Ali, Hussain Talat. We can also talk a bit about Mohammad Nawaz, who can be rated as an all-rounder, obviously in the spin category as well. Wasim Jr. can equally bat as much as the others I named can. So Pakistan have got about 4 to 5 options as fast bowling all-rounders in their category right now, which they keep on changing. So why not, stick with one such option and remove this similarity? Because if Shaheen was not rested, probably Abrar wouldn't get a game, because Wasim Jr. came in for the place of Fahim Ashraf.
Because if you just look at this wicket, and I said that due factor where it plays a role, spinners don't have much in the wicket. I know it's a first innings, the ball is gripping, I mean, there's a little bit of break on the wicket, but as the time is passing on, if you just see, the spinners are getting more runs, I mean, because it won't help you over here. Pacers definitely, because they would get that initial good nip with the new ball, that can help you. But when you just go into the later stages, again, there would be reverse swing, there won't be swing. I mean, it's going to be tough for the fast bowlers. But when you talk about this 3 or 4 batsmen, I remember even I used to criticize Fahim Ashraf. Many of them criticized that he's a parachuter, he came into the Pakistan team. But if you go through his stats, I mean, he's improvised, he's improved every game. I mean, whether with the bat, if you require, he scores runs for you. With the golden arm, he takes that crucial wickets for you. When you talk about Fahim Ashraf, Hussain Talat and Ibrar obviously he's a is a general spinner, not as a I can't rate him as a batsman, but you talk about Hussain Talat and Fahim, obviously I would rate Fahim Ashraf top the order.
But the problem of OWAIS still remains the same. In the first power play, we conceded 51 runs. In the second one, run rate 5.4, and then moved on to 162 for 4. In the death overs, only about, so far 3-4 overs bowled. We're at an economy of 7 runs per over.
We are leaking runs in the depth overs. I mean, that's why I said if you talk about the first match, your depth over bowling was brilliant. Today, if you just watch out, it hasn't been that brilliant. Not against Naseem Shah, but if you look at his track record right now, in the initial overs, he did bowl well. I mean, with the 4 overs, I would say he was brilliant. But as the time passed on, again, I'm basically just looking at his fitness level. Is there some issues with it? Because I remember Naseem Shah, when Shaheen wasn't the leading fast bowler for you, he was leading that front pack and he was regularly taking wickets for you. That specific, that in-cutter, the swinging in-cutter was brilliant. That's missing factor. I mean, when you talk about Naseem Shah now, he does not look that accurate what he used to be. Looks a little bit fatigued. Same with Fakhar Zaman. If you talk today, I mean, even if his body language, it looks like he's tired or something.
His fitness is being questioned.
Yeah, that's the thing. That he feels like tired because this catch, Fakhar Zaman, when he's at the top, I mean, it's a dolly catch for him because he's an athletic fielder. But losing up the catches, not performing in the bat, I mean, that shows that fatigue is being carried. I mean, so the management, again, in the ODI World Cup, you have got a lot of time. You can make the chops and changes, but you need to, again, like you said, we need to stick around with the T20 because you just have 80 or 82 days left for the T20 World Cup coming up. And still, even if it's a captain, even if it's a wicketkeeper batsman, backup wicketkeeper or the playing 11 wicketkeeper still has not been sorted out. So there are many challenges still the Pakistan.
The biggest challenge is that once Shaheen becomes fit, that means that if you want to play Abrar, so Fahim Ashraf doesn't get a place in the side.
It would be Fahim or, yeah, I mean, that would be a challenge for, again, I'm telling you, because if you just talk about the ODI cricket, when you talk about in the middle order, Hussain Talat is there. I know, like he built up the innings.
Certainly safe score for tonight. Still 7 overs to go now. They're about 234.
I said like they might because Asranga comes to bat on. So if he goes with something, because on the hand they have been scoring.
But the dew has started to creep in. So I think Pakistan batters should have the best conditions to bat on. Thank you very much, OWAIS, for joining us. Action continues from Pindi Cricket Stadium. You can watch it all at PTV Sports. I think we've given you the latest updates, but we're really hoping for a Pakistan win and, of course, a clean sweep to the series going in to the third one day after this as well. That's all we have time for. From us here at the scoreboard, it's goodbye for now.